Good morning to all. Today we will learn parental care in Amphibia. So let us see the parental care in amphibians. I am going to share the screen. Is it get shared? It's okay. So first of all, we must know what is meant by parental care. Parental care is a complex behavior shown by the parents to take care of the offspring. It is well known and it is well developed in Amphibia, where extreme modifications in structure and behavior are observed. There are several plans for protection during the early stages of development, and they fall under two categories. First is the protection by means of nest or protection by means of nursery, and another is the direct nursing by the parents. We shall learn this part in next lecture. Today we will learn protection by means of nest or nurseries. Amphibians have evolved countless interesting methods to give protection to their defenseless eggs and larvae from their predators. So in that, first of all, we will learn the mud nest. In Brazilian tree frog, particularly Hyla faber, makes a basin-shaped nest in shallow water on the border of the pond. The female scoops 3 or 4 inches of mud and built a circular wall which emerges above the surface of water. Thereafter, female lays her eggs about 2 days after nest building. Later, the nests are broken down or destroyed by the heavy rains and the larvae move into the water. So it's a very simple mechanism. By that way, she protect her eggs into this nest. Here, this small Hyla faber, which shown here into the mud nest, but there are again three other such mud nests are there in which eggs are incubated, and from some eggs very small white colored tadpoles are emerges out. Then another way to build the mud nest in same species means in Hyla faber, it has been found that by using hind limbs, it pushes that mud into shallow water, and then after it try to build such kind of circular mud wall, and then after female lay her eggs into that. When heavy rain occurs, that wall of the nest is broken down, and whatever young ones which are present or which are hatch out from the eggs, they move into the water, into the surrounding water. By that way, this mud nest, which is most of the time reported by different workers. The next is the foam nest. There are few workers which reported that in some species, particularly Polypedate maculatus, this is the Polypedus, and Polypedates maculatus, which shows here the developing the foam. Most of the amphibians, they make foam nest with their mucus secretion, and the eggs are laid in them. In the Japanese flying frog, particularly Rhacophorus slegi, the copulating male and female bury themselves in the damp earth near pond or a flooded rice field. They make a hole or a tunnel few inches above the water. The female produces a secretion from the cloaca which is bitten into the froth or foam in which the eggs are laid. The male impregnates the eggs. During rainy season, when the eggs hatch, the larvae are carried down the tunnels into the water for further development. The female of South American tree frog, particularly Leptodactylus, Leptodactylus mystacinus, beats the mucus secretion into foam and fills it in holes near the water. It lays her eggs in them, and when the tadpoles hatch, they are carried into the water. The female of many species of frog bit the mucus into frothy mass with her hind limb. It lays her eggs in the frothy mass, which keeps floating in the water. So what happened thereafter? When the tadpoles are hatches out, they drop down into the water, and thereafter they swim into the water. Same thing is here. Here again, a very important thing is that when they produce such a frothy mass, in the beginning it appears white colored mass. The frothy mass looks white, but gradually it turns into yellow. The mass of such a froth with egg is called as foam nest. So within few hours, the outer surface, it gradually hardens and remains in such condition for 2 days or more than that. Thereafter, at the bottom, there is a very small, soft, such openings are there. So whatever young ones, they are hatches out from the eggs, they drop down directly into the water, because these frothy masses, they construct or they prepared on such a twigs or on such a leaves which are hanging over the water. Then next is the leaf nest. Some species of tree frogs like Philomedusa, it is the South American frog, and some other species are also there. For example, Rhocophorus mulbaricus, this species is also found in India. And some tropical African species are also there which lay eggs there, and these legs, they lay their legs into the leaves and branches of aquatic plants, and these plants generally which are present very near to the water, or the branches which are hanging over the water. The fold of leaves which are glued their margin with some cloacal secretions, and that secretions are secreted by the female. By that way, these leaves, they stick together. The eggs are laid in this leaf nest and are protected from the egg predators. The larvae, after hatching, fall into the water and complete their next development. This is something. Then next is the tree nest or shoot nest. In the tree nest or shoot nest, it has been found that particularly the tree frog Hyla resin fictis, this Hyla makes nest in shallow cavities of trees. It lines the cavity with beeswax, which is collected from the nest of some stingless bees. During the rainy season, the cavities are filled with the water. The female lays her eggs in it, and the young ones also develop in it after hatching. Then in orthodox, actually that orthodox is belongs to order Urodella. The female lay about 20 to 30 eggs in a hole, or the holes which are found on the trees, or shallow depressions which are found on the trees, or sometimes in dry holes on the grounds also they lay their eggs. The female or both partners remain with the eggs and developing young ones, protecting them from enemies and also providing them moisture. Then shoot nest, it is a very peculiar one. Some frogs, they reach at the shoot, and if there are some places, this is the pair which reach there, and after mating, female lay her eggs into that that shoot. into that small depression. This is the egg. Thereafter, female releases some glue, transparent glue-like substance over the eggs, so that enemies could not able to feed on that. By that way, eggs they get protected. This is the hala. It releases large number of egg masses just on the large leaves. Same thing is here. Then this is also large leaf which is present on the tree on which these transparent eggs are laid by this female. Same thing is here. Now next is the transparent gelatinous bags. Some amphibians like Prenixalus buroi lay large eggs which are enclosed in a sausage shaped transparent gelatinous bags, and these gelatinous bags are secreted by the females. These bags are left in the mountain streams. The development is completed in the eggs and little frogs come out of the bag. A small aquatic salamander, Salamandrella caeserlingi, it also deposit in the same manner. It deposits about 50 to 60 eggs in the transparent gelatinous bag, and these bags which it attaches to the aquatic plants, and the larvae hatches out at an advanced stage. Thereafter, hatching out these larvae, they broken down or they make a very smart puncture to the gelatinous bag, and thereafter they fall into the water. Here next development of these tadpoles takes place. Then sixth point is the direct development. This direct development is reported in most of the cases. Particularly, this is the Hyla nebulosa. This Hyla nebulosa, which lay eggs, and these eggs are quite larger, which is having ample of yolk, means much more yolk is there in the eggs. So what happens thereafter? The eggs are hatched directly into little frog. That means they avoid their tadpole stages. Thus, from eggs directly young miniature coming out, so that it avoids larval mortality. In the direct development, again some other examples are also there. Hyla nebulosa is one example that we learned here, but the development is completed inside the egg, which contains plenty of yolk, and the young frog hop out of the eggs as air breathers. And in case of salamander also, the red-backed salamander, particularly Plethodon, it also shows direct development, and the young ones that hatch out, and these hatch out young ones, they are very much similar to that of adult miniatures. Then another and last important point, defending in the territories. Here, this is the green colored frog. Many species of frog maintain definite territories to protect the eggs. For example, the green male, this is the male actually. It is green in colored, hence it is also called as green frog, but scientific name of this animal is the Rana clamitans. Attaches, it attacks any intruder, in its territory. The male, particularly in case of species of Mantophrine robusta, they also showing one more another behavior. What happened here? It sit over the eggs. It sit over and hold the elastic gelatinous entire bags or all the egg masses containing developing eggs. And in some cases, it has been reported that some species of tree frogs sit near or sit on the top of egg masses until they hatch out. And if the garden frog is removed, the eggs are dried up, and whatever young ones which are present inside the eggs, they also die. So this is whole about the parental care, which takes place by a very peculiar way. It is called as protection by means of nest or by nursery. The next point, that is the direct nursing by the parents, that we will learn in the next lecture. So if you have any doubt, you may ask me without keeping any interference in your mind. Okay, bye.